Hi guys, if you watched my previous vlog video a couple weeks ago, you already know this, but starting today, every Friday I'm going to be doing a Laserdisc focused video talking about movies that I just watched on the Laserdisc format, talking about the format in general, collecting, that type of stuff, just any kind of Laserdisc topic every single Friday, starting this now till, who knows, years from now, who knows, whatever. Just something I really wanted to do, it's something I like to talk about, and now that I've been getting a huge collection just in a couple of months, my collection went from maybe around, 20 discs or so to just shy of 200. I actually have a package coming, hopefully today or tomorrow, that'll push me over the 200 mark. So that's just crazy. Now I have so much that I can talk about and show you guys, and it's something I'm really passionate about because I love film history, technology history, and just it kind of wraps everything together. And for this one, I want to do a little bit of a longer one and talk about a couple of movies and kind of work in a little bit of why I like the Laserdisc format. For me, when I think about wanting movies, preserving movies or TV shows from certain eras that I like for me to watch, who knows how long, the rest of my life hopefully, there are a couple of things that I really want that Laserdisc is the best provider of what I'm looking for. I want something that is as close to the original form that something was presented in as possible, in a form that is durable, more durable than something, say, like 16mm film, something that has good, clear picture and sound, and something that is very collectible and beautiful box art, something that looks really cool. All those kind of factors put together, and Laserdisc for me provides that. A lot of things are directly pressed from, say, like the masters, certain things. I watched actually recently the X-Files. I'd seen obviously on streaming services and TV originally, DVD, and I saw a couple episodes on Blu-ray, and I actually like the look and sound of the first couple seasons of the X-Files on Laserdisc more than the DVD or Blu-ray or Hulu. Having seen all those and now having a big stack of X-Files discs from the early seasons, I actually like them better just from that standpoint. And then on top of that, they're beautiful and collectible and just awesome, and you have the Japanese box sets and just like everything that I want in one format. I mean, I love, one of the first things I want to talk about today is one of my favorite things I have so far, the first of 3 collections of the original Flash Gordon serials. And just a beautiful piece that it's a cool part of film history in a really beautiful box set that is just gorgeous and durable, like a 3-disc set here, just absolutely fantastic. One I still haven't opened up yet, because if I get a sealed disc, I'm not going to open it until I want to watch it, kind of thing. And I haven't watched Dr. Zhivago yet because that's a time investment I haven't put in, but like beautiful box sets like that, I mean, just collectible, durable forms of media in a style that I want, and a lot of the stuff that I really like is on Laserdisc. I really like movies from, say, the early 20s through the 90s. That's kind of my area of what I really like, and so far everything from those time periods that I want to have a copy of is on Laserdisc. I haven't found anything yet that I really want that isn't on Laserdisc. Maybe I'll probably come across a couple in the future, but from that span of time, everything that I want so far is on that format. I can collect, Japanese discs and bring them over, no problem. Don't have to worry about that, like with DVD. Blu-ray is not a problem, but not that much on Blu-ray I would really want. But yeah, just overall, everything about Laserdisc is exactly what I want. And even a couple little features, things that, I mean, I love DVD, and I will collect TV series on both Laserdisc and DVD, particularly because some TV series didn't make it onto home video till DVD. It wasn't really, outside of a few like special shows that people were really heavy into collecting, like Star Trek, aside from things like that, a lot of shows never really made it into the full season thing until DVD. That was when that became popular. Before, it was more, specific shows or like best of collections or like the Bewitched, like Christmas specials, VHS, that type of thing. But aside from that, I mean, I just kind of want everything on Laserdisc. That's my preferred format. I just like everything about it. And a couple features that I like more than DVD. Here's a good example. Hopefully it shows up pretty well, but this cover here and everything for my copy of Pet Sematary is beat to hell. As far as all my Laserdiscs, this is the one that's in the worst shape. The cover's beat up. The disc itself, of course, in the crappy, not in the paper bags. It has some scratches here. I'm not sure how well that'll show up on camera. I'll see you later when I edit. But basically, it's a little scratched up, and it's been through the ringer. I want another copy eventually, but if I had a DVD in that same shape, chances are I'm going to run into problems. You find that spot where unless you do get a quality resurfacer to clean that disc up, it's going to hit that scratch, and sometimes it'll just stop, and you have trouble getting past it, and you have to go to scene selection, try and select a scene later, and it's a big pain in the butt. The Laserdisc, this one, not only does it play through perfectly, but it looks and sounds just as good as a DVD copy, and it just plays perfectly through that. Other things too, this is particularly true with seasons of TV shows. I hate when you have these elaborate menus. I hate them so much, where you go in and you have like a ship racing towards the screen and it turns to the side and there's a big explosion and all this stuff happens and it's like a 10, 15, 20 second thing, and then finally the menu options show up. Alright, and then I hit the next menu and then you have to go through another like animation to get to the scene selection side and like all this different stuff. It's like, I just want to put this in and watch the movie. And on top of that, I have not encountered any, I don't know if this is something that even really exists in the format, I've not encountered anything so far where there's anything before the movie, aside from maybe a couple things that have the original theatrical trailer, like the Twister I watched the other night has the trailer for the movie right before it. Aside from that, there's not this huge line of like previews and stuff, but right before you watch the movie, you just go right to the movie. And VHS, that's not a huge deal, you just fast forward for a few seconds, but DVD, how many times have you put in a DVD and it won't let you skip and go right to the main menu? How many times do they block you and you have to either watch the commercials or hit next like 5, 6 times until you get through all those? You don't have that problem with Laserdisc. I mean, I could just go on endlessly about all the different things that I like about the format. Absolutely love it. And it's been a great experience being able to rewatch some old stuff and being able to watch a couple things for the first time. I'd only seen a handful, maybe 3 or 4 random pieces late night, maybe Sci-Fi Channel of the old Flash Gordon, and I really loved this. I love this kind of stuff. I mean, it's a perfect combination of, I love sci-fi, I love film, and I love history, and I particularly have an interest in like the 20s through the 50s. I really just like that, learning about that time period. So this is really cool to have. I really thoroughly enjoyed this, and it's the perfect fusion of, it's a great combination of, I appreciate it from historical standpoint, and from someone who my first interest was film. Like going to like film school was my first path before I switched to like teaching and now writing, and but this is something I've always had an interest in, and I appreciate it in that form, and I just genuinely enjoy it and think it's exciting from another perspective, just a fan of sci-fi. And then at the same time, there's a part of me that is removed from that and sees it from a more modern perspective and has almost like a Mystery Science Theater 3000, like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious, like the lizards with like horns attached, So at the same time, I'm appreciating it on 3 different levels, and it just is a cool experience. And something that is, I feel in many ways, a bit of an homage to Flash Gordon, one of my favorite movies, something that is a complete guilty pleasure movie, my favorite guilty pleasure movie of all time. I was so happy to get this, but Barbarella, Queen of the Galaxy. This one is the full screen edition. I definitely want to get the widescreen eventually, but I really enjoyed this edition. I mean, this is what I mean about having a really cool collectible form of a movie. Just absolutely gorgeous, and just the big, beautiful disc itself. It's grand, it's beautiful. I love it, and it's a great movie. If you've never seen Barbarella, my wife just says it's like whacked out softcore porn on drugs, and kind of in some ways, maybe a little, but it's actually a really interesting and exciting science fiction movie. It's pretty cool. I think like it's out there, but it's like artistically creative. I really enjoy a lot of it. It's just fun. It's one of those movies that I can never get tired of, and yeah, absolutely loved it. I mean, again, I want the widescreen eventually, but the other problem is too, some of the other copies that I've had in the past of Barbarella, I don't have anymore. I forget what happened to them, but whatever. On different formats, sometimes they were edited for things like nudity in the title sequence and things like that. This is not, which is nice. That's something that is usually with the Laserdisc format. A lot of times, again, it's going to be a lot closer to the way something was originally presented. Just really cool stuff. I mean, everything about the format. So I'm happy, to talk about this, excited to talk about this every week, talk a little bit more about some specific movies or box sets or of TV shows, whatever. Just talk about some stuff that I watched recently, about that experience, and I want to get a little more into, in the future, talking about the disc in particular, some specifics about the release, not just the movie itself. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about today, just a little bit about why I love the format, get into more like technical detail later on down the road. Just got an introduction to what this is kind of going to be every single Friday, talking a little bit about Laserdisc and talking about movies. I just watched a couple last night that I want to talk about. I want to have one probably next week, so my wife is going to be on here. We watched a couple stuff. It's really cool getting into it with her too, watching some childhood favorites I was able to pick up for her on Laserdisc, watch some other things that we both really enjoy together. So it's kind of a fun couples thing too. I mean, I really am in love with this format and excited to share it with you guys. And down the road too, I'm going to hopefully have my brother on here too. He's coming next week for his spring break. He's going to hang out and finally see the Laserdisc format for himself and check it out. So that'll be kind of cool. To be able to kind of spread the love and the excitement about Laserdisc. But that's all I really wanted to get into today. Just kind of a introduction, talk about a couple things here. But yeah, every single Friday, come back and we're going to be talking about Laserdisc, movies, talk about stuff below. Let me know if you are a huge Laserdisc fan yourself, and we'll have some pickups here. I'm kind of waiting, listening for that doorbell, waiting for that box to come. I'm really hoping it comes today. It is snowing outside, but hopefully it's supposed to be here. So anyway, guys, I'll see you next Friday, and in between, make sure you're checking back all the time for video game stuff. I have a couple things. I have a Xena PS1 game review coming up here, all kinds of stuff. But even if you're not interested in that, make sure you subscribe and check back every single Friday for more Laserdisc related stuff.